At the heart of this floating world lies something truly extraordinary. The Royal Railway Legend Station, a train-themed dining experience that takes guests on a virtual journey through distant lands. It's just one of the many reasons this ship is already making waves across the cruise world. But before we go any further, let's take a trip down memory lane. Back in 1995, Royal Caribbean launched the original Legend of the Seas, a Vision-class ship that carried just over 2,000 passengers and measured around 70,000 gross tons. She was a beloved classic until she was sold in 2017 to Marella Cruises, where she continues to sail today as Marella Discovery. Now, for the first time in the company's history, Royal Caribbean is reviving one of its own names. And this time, the legend returns on a far grander scale: 250,000 gross tons, accommodating 5,610 guests and 2,350 crew members. Construction on this new legend began in January 2024, with the ceremonial cutting of steel marking the start of her creation. From there, she'll move through milestones like floating out and final delivery before her grand debut in July 2026. Reusing the name Legend isn't just symbolic, it's a statement. It says this ship is meant to stand among the greats, big, bold, and unforgettable. And for cruise fans, it sparks nostalgia, raising hopes that other classic names like Empress, Majesty, or Sovereign might someday return. When Legend of the Seas begins sailing in July 2026, it'll do something unusual for Royal Caribbean, launching not in the Caribbean, but in Europe. From Barcelona, this immense ship will embark on 7-night voyages through the Western Mediterranean, calling at iconic destinations like Marseille, Naples, and Palma de Mallorca. These itineraries will run from July to November 2026. It's a move driven by passenger demand. European travelers have long requested a chance to experience an Icon-class ship closer to home, and now they'll finally get their wish. After her European season, in November 2026, Legend of the Seas will cross the Atlantic to her new home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, sailing from Port Everglades, a change from her sister ships, which sail from Miami and Port Canaveral. From there, she'll offer 6-night Western Caribbean voyages and 8-night Southern Caribbean itineraries, visiting ports like Aruba, Curaçao, and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Those Southern Caribbean sailings stand out, offering travelers the chance to explore lesser-visited islands and adding fresh adventures to the traditional Caribbean routes. Bookings for Legend of the Seas are already open, with sailings available through April 2027. While Royal Caribbean gives its loyalty members, known as Crown and Anchor Society, a one-day booking head start, early access is often open to everyone if you know where to look. But new ships come with high demand and higher prices. With the overwhelming success of Icon and Star of the Seas, Legend will be no exception. To make it more affordable, travelers can book early, pay in smaller installments through Royal Caribbean or a travel agent. Guests in the United States, Canada, or Australia can even take advantage of price drops before their final payment, though this doesn't apply in places like the United Kingdom. Now, let's return to what makes Legend of the Seas truly legendary: her Royal Railway Legend Station. This is no ordinary restaurant. Inside, guests sit inside vintage train carriages as panoramic digital windows display moving landscapes, paired with gentle vibrations and authentic train sounds. What began on Utopia of the Seas as a Western cowboy-themed dining room has been transformed here into a global culinary journey inspired by Marco Polo, the legendary explorer. Guests will enjoy a 5-course menu inspired by the regions Marco Polo once traveled, from China and India to Italy, turning dinner into a journey across continents. This immersive restaurant is a perfect date night escape, while Utopia's version caters more to families. Entertainment on board will also reach new heights. One of the biggest highlights is the Broadway musical Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, a dazzling production that brings Willy Wonka's Candy World to life at sea. Following Wizard of Oz on Icon and Back to the Future on Star, this musical continues Royal Caribbean's tradition of bringing Broadway to the ocean. It's a feast for the imagination, especially for families and children, filled with color, music, and the magic of chocolate. Beyond the theater, Legend will feature new shows in the Aqua Theater, where divers and acrobats perform gravity-defying stunts, and at the Absolute Zero Ice Rink, home to elegant skating performances. For families, the Surfside neighborhood will include a new carousel and an expanded play zone for younger guests. Meanwhile, food lovers will find even more variety. The Aquadome Marketplace will introduce 5 new dining stalls, 2 more than on Star of the Seas, serving quick bites and drinks at any hour, including a brand new juice and smoothie bar. For an upscale evening, the Hollywood Land Supper Club offers a glamorous dining experience themed around classic Hollywood, complete with live jazz and fine cuisine. At around $200 per person, it's one of the ship's most exclusive experiences, but one that promises an unforgettable night. And of course, fan favorites return. Chops Grill, Izumi Sushi, Hooked Seafood, and more than 20 bars and lounges, where live music keeps the energy high long into the night. Still, Legend of the Seas isn't built to reinvent the entire Icon class. Instead, she refines it. Many of the same beloved features return: the Category 6 water park, the Crown's Edge adventure course, Lost Dunes mini golf, and 7 pools scattered across the decks. There are reasons for this continuity. The ship's construction began just after Star of the Seas, leaving little time to overhaul the entire design. And with Icon and Star already massive successes, Royal Caribbean chose to evolve what guests already love, not replace it entirely. Bigger innovations will likely come with future ships, once there's more time for bold redesigns. But Legend of the Seas still feels new, still feels different, and deeply symbolic. It's a bridge between past and future, connecting Royal Caribbean's early days to its boldest modern ambitions. Its European debut gives new travelers access to the Icon experience, while its Caribbean itineraries bring fresh routes to seasoned cruisers. Reviving the name Legend of the Seas honors the brand's history, while new attractions like the Marco Polo-themed train restaurant and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory musical capture the imagination of a new generation of guests. In every sense, Royal Caribbean is building Legend to be a ship that lives up to its name, a vessel of memories, discovery, and wonder. So, what part of Legend of the Seas excites you most? The train restaurant that takes you on a global food adventure? The Broadway musical filled with magic and music? Or the chance to explore places like Aruba and Naples on one unforgettable voyage? Share your thoughts in the comments below.